Attention guys, welcome to our 2016 retreat for 2016 if you don't mind, for the best corporate fitness centre in the whole wide world. You got it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what we usually do on these occasions, we introduce the new people to the program, and there's a few. But what we're going to do today is go a little against our annual procedure, because we're going to introduce, welcome and honour not our newest member, but maybe our most experienced member. Alright? Because if you remember a few years ago, we wrote this book on the program about 2007. 25 years of inspiration, perspiration and motivation. And in that book, there was a part that says, the first official reference to an exercise program in the World Bank archives occurs in 1974. They were led by an English instructor named Mary Evans, a modern dancer and gymnastics instructor at the Y. Okay, so in my research, I looked at that and I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful to find this Mary Evans? For a lot of reasons. I've been managing these programs in Australia and here for 30 years now. I started when I was 10. And it's been a mighty hard 40 years, let me tell you. And I knew, from my experience, that these programs don't just happen. It's not the infinite wisdom of a corporation or an institution, and whether it be Coles Myer in Australia or the World Bank Group here, that suddenly says, oh yeah, let's put a fitness centre down, and this just happens. Like any great idea, it starts with one person. And in my experience, that person has to have a few qualities. They have to know how to cajole people, coerce people, encourage people. They've got to have a lot of charm. They've got to be pretty feisty as well. And let me tell you, that worked out pretty good character description. Because, fast forward to last year, around about November, young Rohit here took a phone call and he said, Mike, a lady called you and said that if it wasn't for her, you wouldn't be here.
Your mother.
Hang on. You just stole my joke. That's Bob, ladies and gentlemen. And I said, it can't be my mum, she died 20 years ago. I hope she's not calling me up now. I want to use my annual leave up at least. So, subsequently, I did call Mary Evans, and all those things I said, especially the charm and the feisty personality, came to the fore. It was pretty obvious. If it wasn't for Mary, this program wouldn't be here. And I would like you to give an official welcome now, not in Jeb Bush fashion. I shouldn't have to ask for applause. I want you to welcome Mary here today. Let me set the scene a little bit, guys. It's the 1970s, right? Now, in those days, any of you who were around in that time, fitness wasn't the thing that it is today, right? It wasn't as accepted, especially in a work environment. If you went to a commercial fitness centre, they even had separate sessions for men and women. You know, we used to peer through the curtain at about 3 o'clock. But that's literally what it was like. The curtain in the gym area, if you don't mind, too. So it was certainly a different time. And so it took someone with all those qualities I mentioned to get a program up and running. So I'm going to ask this Mary Evans Good questions. You're mic'd up there, Mary. You're good to go? So, Mary.
Yes.
What inspired you to get this program running? What drove you to bring your gymnastic skills into the World Bank environment?
On Farragut Square was the Women's Y. And I was so frustrated. I went to the manager. I remember I was 34. Young, naive, old. And I went to the manager that evening and I said, look, what you do is nothing compared to what the women do. So I will run this for the next month. So one of my colleagues said, why don't you start one here? I said, why not? Good idea. And that's how that happened, because we didn't have much room, but we were in what was then the I building, and not many people were in there. So there were boxes all over the place. We would change behind the door. Okay? Obviously no shower. Then another of my colleagues, I guess I was with the right crowd, she said, I know the editor to bank notes, to write an article, and the title is...
Staff, mostly women, shape up at new exercises.
Okay, but where's the article? Is that the one?
That's one, there's many others.
Yeah, but this is... No, that's the one you... No, you I have it. This article, you have a copy of this.
I do. I won't lose it.
Here, I don't know if you can see it, but they're boxes. And the title is Finding an Empty Room Proves More Fatiguing Than Exercise. We had a nickel for every call we received in the past month asking us how to get in touch with Mary Evans. We'd be well on our way to subsidizing a couple of projects out of the source. That's how it all started, because then the bank woke up. 1983 came up and decided I build the I building, and they were going to make a floor. It was probably about this big, and we were excited. And that's when I met Katja and I met various other people. And
not in 75.
83. The director of personnel, Hans Kolan. Well, he came out with a memo saying the exercise room was about to be opened. And we were all excited. However, there will be a fee. I hit the ceiling. We're all volunteers. Who are they paying? I was livid. So I went over to the staff association. I went there, but who was there? Vice President of Personnel. And Mr. Pymans, a nice guy. Mr. Pymans, I hear that the exercise room isn't open yet. And he said, what? It was open in about 3 days. That's how you got your exercise program.
Miss Evans and Miss Spina stressed that men need the program as much as women do. And they indicate that they would like for more men to become involved in the exercise programs. My question is, just what were you running there, Mary? Did you ever in your wildest dreams imagine that it would be as big a program as we have now, 2 facilities,
No.
3,000 members?
No. When I came here last fall, went to the front desk, and I said, where's the exercise room? Last fall. And she says, up here in the front desk, she says, oh, you mean the fitness center? I said, I guess I do.
To have Daniel Sellen from the Staff Association say a few words.
And thank you, Mike, for organizing this event. And on behalf of the Staff Association, I want to thank all of you, the volunteers and staff. A lot of people absolutely love this service, and thanks to Mary for starting it up in the first place.
Can I call on Glenn Miles, the Director of GSD, to say a few words?
And one of the guys I've not seen for a long time, joined back at the same time as I did, came up to have a chat with me, and what he said to me was wonderful. He said, this is the best place in the World Bank.
In closing, in saying thank you to Mary, we wanted to present something to you, Mary. Can you stand up for 1 minute? All right, would you like to read it or would you like me to? I better read it. presented to Mary Evans' tireless efforts in promoting the benefits of exercise to staff at the World Bank Group and for the ongoing success of the World Bank's Fitness Centre's volunteer group exercise program.
Is as sweet as the punch.
But if we take the example of Mary and use her skills, her vivacity, will continue to be the best corporate fitness centre in London. You got it.